The sound of the gate hitting the ground, and thunder rolls down in the first turn.
Rolling into that first turn now is our first race of 2019 underway here under Supercross main event.
Jesse Flock of Flame out front.
And what a start right out of the middle of the gate right there. Flock has his pick of lines, and he is off and flying. Tripling his way across that tabletop. Only rider able to do that up in front. That sure is going to solidify his run to the front. That's for sure. Mason Gonzalez, rider number 93. Always a hard-charging competitor. He is right up in there and on the move out of Fort Walton Beach, Florida.
Well, Gonzalez, as you said, opening up in that number 2 spot, but I'll tell you, Jesse Flock is really starting to put some distance between himself and the rest of the pack. He's probably got about an 8 bike length lead as we approach the finish line for the first time around. And with that, that's saying a big news. That's big things to happen here in this 250 Pro Sport class like this. But Mason Gonzalez seemed to be a little faster through that section of the track. He's also putting some distance between himself now in 3rd place, and maybe that gap is starting to shrink between Flock and Gonzalez. We got Furman Cicimara back to the number 3 spot. Hardy Munoz is 4th. Brandon Walther in the number 5 spot. Parker Mashburn at 6th. Caleb Carter 7th. 8th Max Miller. 9th Wesley Allen. Jared Fry rounding out the top 10.
All right, well look, Hardy Munoz, this is best start that Hardy's had in a while. Well, we know he can go to the extreme level quick, and he is on the gas. Furman Cicimara trying to hold on to that pace. The 2 Yamaha riders still up in front, doing a great job. Jesse Flock and Mason Gonzalez. But Furman Cicimara is going to have his hands full with Hardy Munoz. This guy can go into overdrive, as I said, real quick.
Well, riders sorting it out. Looks like we're getting some distance between some positions. All the while, we're seeing some tighten up. So position jockeying take place through that 1st and 2nd lap. We'll see how things are starting to sort out here after lap number 2 as we roll to the finish line. Jesse Flock, 2 laps down. He's still your leader. Gonzalez now, he was looking at a 1.4 second gap. Now it's 2.1, so it's opened up just a little bit. But Gonzalez on the bigger part of that has a 2.3 second lead now over 3rd place of Parker Mashburn.
You know, I think the 2 Yamaha riders have settled down. They know that they're not really a harm to each other, and they're starting to work together and really starting to get away. Rodney, you're right. They've got a big gap going now over Furman Cicimara. Again, Hardy Munoz, a solid start. He's up in that 4th spot, trying to make the break, trying to bridge that gap up in there with those leaders.
Well, a couple of changes that we saw from lap 1 to lap 2. Cicimara dropping to 5th place. Jarrett Fry up from 10th now into a 6th place position. Let's see if he can make some more gains here as Jesse Flock makes his way by. There's Gonzalez, Parker Mashburn, Munoz. Jarrett Fry and Brandon Walther have got themselves a heated battle going on right now, as Cicimara also feeling some pressure, I believe, from that 6th place position. So as we wrap up lap number 3, we're going to see even more changes, it looks like, Jeff Hines.
That's right. Parker Mashburn on the move. Mashburn rider number 928 on the KTM ride, starting to catch fire, and here comes long and Jarrett Fry. Fry, rider number 34. You're not going to deny this guy. He is on the move. He likes that new Yamaha ride. He's carved his way right up in there, and he is not backing off the pace yet. So it's toward pace up front here, and our 250 Pro Sport class riders are getting settled in, and these lap times are really starting to drop now, Rodney.
They are, especially for Gonzalez. 104.6, nearly a second faster than Flock. We see that gap now to 1.4 seconds once more. A 104.8 for Mashburn, a 104.7 for Jared Fry. So we see those 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place guys are pretty hungry right now as Jesse Flock checks in. There's Gonzalez. He's closing that gap up, as we can see. There's Parker Mashburn, but Mashburn is going to start to feel some pressure here soon from the 34 of Jared Fry. He is closing up hard and fast on the rear wheel of that 3rd place ride of Mashburn.
Yeah, you're right. A little bit further back, here comes Wesley Allen on a charge on the 50 bike. Tristan Lewis, ride number 735, making up some time. He's in the 10th position. Here's Caleb Carter. They call him Joe Dirt. And rider number 86 is on the KTM, flying up in the 9th spot. Max Miller, all the way from Oregon. He runs in the 8th position. And Furman Cicimara, they've relocated him back to the 7th spot. He's having a tough time holding on to the pace.
Well, checking back with Vincent Luhovi, who had some really stellar rides yesterday in the early part of the day. He's all the way back in the 14th place position. He finished 6th in his qualifying race, so we'll keep an eye on that rider, see if he's able to work up through the pack. 437, but up front, it's still Flock and Gonzalez.
How about it? Wes Kane, what do you see out there? They're going to be coming to the podium. What do you see here earlier on the track?
I see Jesse Flock now going to work and doing some work. Jim Ferry, the Red Dog Academy, they're starting to pay off in huge dividends. The training that's been going on down in Central Florida. Flock, Gonzalez, Mashburn, Jared Fry, Hardy Munoz. It's an ambush. Here comes Brandon Walter.
You're right, and Walter's on the move up in there, but it is Hardy Munoz out of Cologne, Georgia. The Moto X compound rider doing a great job for you. He's ripping it up in there. And we take a look at Jesse Flock. Flock got a big lead early, settled down into an incredibly fast race pace. Look like nobody's going to deny him. He'll be the next guy to talk to Wes Kane, except for maybe Willie Manning.
Lap time starting at about 107 on this one. Have dropped to a 103.7 by Jesse Flock. That's the fastest lap we've seen turn so far. Actually a 103.5. Then a 103.8 by Mason Gonzalez there.
Oh, yeah.
And right now, as far as lap times go, they're nearly identical for Parker Mashburn and Jared Fry. Fry is not able to make that 2-second gap up, or has not been able to so far.
Jesse Flock continues to run up in front. Rider number 67, EBR Yamaha managed rider Mason Gonzalez doing a good job down the front straightaway. Parker Mashburn on the KTM. Then it is Jared Fry, another one of the Yamaha managed riders. The 74 bike, that's Hardy Munoz. He's trying to hold on to those leaders out there. Next rider through, it's the 68 bike, that's Brandon Walter. And then Max Miller all the way from Oregon, another one of the KTM. Trying to put a little color up in there. Blue Crew team up there, they are doing work up in front.
Well, make sure you're using the hashtag many O's whenever you're talking about us on social media, folks, and hashtag Gatorback Cycle Park as well. But right now, our hashtag is 250 Pro Sport on the track. Jesse Flock, Gonzalez, Mashburn, Fry, Munoz, your top 5. This one is not over. In the 604, Max Miller back in 7th. He's trying to make some grade out there and work his way up through the pack. He's seen a couple of passes take place, but he's still not got himself up to a top 5 yet. Another rider to watch out for, Kobe Hefner. Hefner is now to the 14th place position. Vincent Luhovi is up to a 12th place spot.
You can't deny skills at the halfway sign. Take a look at RacerTV. They've got a great view for you of our leader coming down that straightaway. Flock has got a great run going on. There's no doubt about it, and he is making time. Nobody able to throw a lap out like he is. He's in the 104 range. Mason Gonzalez, I take it back. Gonzalez goes to the 103 and 9/10. So just a slight nuance right there for Mason Gonzalez. But rider number 93 now going quicker than our leader. He's trying to close it up.
1.6-second gap is what we're seeing. Can you hear me? Check. I have my mic clip.
All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so as we check into this one, it's 7 laps deep into this moto. We got no changes through our top 5 just yet.
I think Parker Mashburn's going to come under fire. There's no doubt about it. Jarrett Fry is all over Mashburn. Mashburn triples all the way to the backside right there at the tabletop. And the same thing is employed right there by the 34 at Jarrett Fry. And on the Monster Energy Yamaha ride, he has closed the gap up on Parker Mashburn. They head into one of those big tricky bowl turns. Both tripling out of that rhythm section. Another 180-degree bowl turning, and again, Fry is able to close the gap up just a little bit. We just had the halfway sign out just a few laps ago. So Flock settling in. Jesse Flock out of Tulsa, Oklahoma on his Yamaha, doing some pretty work out in front. He still holds on to a comfortable lead, but Mason Gonzalez says, I'm going to put a wrench in the works, buddy. He's on the move, and he's closing down on Flock. Mason Gonzalez has not let him off the hook whatsoever. Ronnie, this one's getting tight up front now.
It most certainly is. 12-lap race is what we're looking at right now, and we are now 8 laps deep, so about 4 more to go. Flock, Gonzalez, Mashburn, Brian Munoz. What's going on back there behind him? Brandon Walter now up to a 6th place position. Max Miller dropping off the 7th. Treston Lewis is 8th aboard the 735. Pierce Knight, the number 40, in 9th. In 10th place now is Wesley Allen. Luhovi still holding steady back to the number 12 spot. We see that Kobe Hefner has gone from 14th now to a 13th place position. And starting this one out in 20th place, Corey Carson is now up to a 15th place position.
Yeah, you're right. There's some battles going on in the back that are making their way to the front there. Again, Wesley Allen, Pierce Knight, Tristan Lewis, Max Miller. They have all elevated their performances, with Miller now in the 7th spot. But trying to break into that top 5, man, that is going to be a hard job to do. How about our Racer X drone, our RacerTV drone? We've got a beautiful look right there of our leader, and look at the backdrop. gorgeous right here at world famous Gatorback Cycle Park as we get this Supercross main event underway.
Special thanks to our friends at CBRD Canopies.
No, sorry, a shocking event. Gonzalez and the bike, he shut down the number 93 bike. Mason Gonzalez was running in second, and the bike shut down on him. He is beside himself and beside the motorcycle on the racetrack. What a tough break. Sorry, Rodney.
Heartbreaker for sure for Mason Gonzalez, who seemed to be the only rider at this particular point that was able to put any pressure on Jesse Flock here in the Supercross main event. So that opens that gap between first and third, or now second place, up quite a bit. We should probably be seeing close to a 10-second gap for Jesse Flock over Parker Mashburn. That's now second place rider.
All right, he's got it refired. He's going to lose some time out there. Unfortunately, yeah, he was turning 105, so that's going to be a 112.
Wow.
For Mason Gonzalez, he's going to be able to hold on to that second spot right there, so losing a lot of time with that miscue.
Listen to this. He had a 7-second lead over the third place rider, Parker Mashburn, when he stalled it out. He turned a 7-second faster lap. The gap right now just right at 1 second between second and third place position.
So never back off the pace. You never know what's going to go on. You never know what's going to happen with the competitors ahead or behind you as well. Never give up till you get to that checkered flag.
Exactly. And that's what we see Gonzalez doing. Parker Mashburn also trying to make it happen as well. Jared Fry still back in that number 4 spot. But again, pointing out Fry coming back from at least a 10th place position on lap number 1. That was at the end of lap 1, so he got a horrible start and working his way up in the 4th place for Fry. That's pretty commendable.
Here comes Jared Fry on the back fender of Parker Mashburn on the white flag. Watch them now as they come and make the circle around. Parker Mashburn is under attack as they come through the stretch with one more to go. That's a podium spot in the ballast.
That's it. Who's going to get to go talk to Wes Kane as we got 1 lap to go? We got a pass being made. Looked like Fry might have gotten under there and taken over that number 3 position away from Parker Mashburn.
Holy moly, right there. Unbelievable turn of events. And again, that's Jared Fry's not going to be denied as he continues to make his way through here. It's the white flag lap. Just one more to go. Flock with a pretty comfortable lead.
The Thor last lap, as a matter of fact. Thor Apparel always advancing. And are we going to see the advancing on this last lap?
Gonzalez, and now Fry looks like he's made the jump. He's in the 3rd spot on the 34 Yamaha ride.
Jesse Flock coming around the final turns here in just a moment. Meanwhile, Gonzalez is second, but it's all up in the air still for that 3rd place position and that final spot to the podium. Checkers are out. Jesse Flock wins the 250 Pro Sport in race number 1 here at the 2019 Thor Mini-O's presented by Pro Circuit. He's our first winner of 2019. Mason Gonzalez will take second, and it looks like Jared Fry will hang on to third with a 1.7-second lead over Parker Mashburn at the checkers. Hardy Munoz will finish in 5th. As we take a look at our Pro Circuit results now, and of course Max Miller will be your 7th place finisher behind Walder, it looks like, who was 6th. In the 7th place position, Max Miller, Tristan Lewis, 735 in 8th. 9th place, Wesley Allen, Cody Groves rounding out your top 10. By the way,